Did you get the topic for tonight?
Yes, how to solve disagreements without fighting.
Yeah, very good. Good. We'll get to it. I just have to finish what we started until now. Why are we arguing? Is the fights, it's because of the arguments or it's because something else? What did we came up until now?
It's because of something else.
What was on the list?
The atmosphere at home, the first one.
Okay. What was number 2?
You are disrespecting your spouse.
That's number 2. Yeah. Number 3.
Yeah, there's no compromising. I'm always right.
Good. Number 4.
You don't value yourself. You're living for other people, not for yourself.
Very good. I think we stopped right there. No? What is number 5?
Being controlling.
Okay. Good. So now, don't forget, and it's a crucial point for all of us to know, the disagreement coming because we don't know what to do. One has his opinion, the spouse, the other spouse have also opinion. The question is, what's the truth? Are we really looking for the truth or not? So now we're dealing with what? The disagreement is coming because somebody wants to be the ruler. He wants to be the controller. He wants to control the house. One, a Chacham said, what did he say? He said, I have 2 choices. Either I'll make myself higher than the other one, or I'll stay the same and I'll put my spouse, downgrade him. Which is easier to do?
To put down your spouse.
That's the easiest way. The one who wants to be in control, always putting you down. I'm not going to change, but you're going to go down. Now, if I want to put you down, should I listen to you? Is what you're saying, I'm not even going to, it's, as they say, dead on arrival. Dead. Because if I'll say that you're right, so I'm not in control. So I have to say, automatically, disregard you. Now, I had a couple here that from day one, they didn't live in peace. I don't know, but okay. I was not there, so I cannot say, but they got married. I'm asking the husband, what's your problem? He says, I can't live with her. Why not? He said, my wife, she's controlling. She doesn't let me even breathe. She can criticize me, everything. Every move, she has something to say. And when I say something, she don't want to accept me as a husband. When you look at her, she was very dominant. She sits kara. She looked like a captain in the army. Now, after I started to dig in, I saw that he is coming from a very warm home, a solid home, that over there, the father was very much respected by the mother. And he was the captain of the house. That's where he came from. So her character, he doesn't know how to deal with this. He's not used to this. That's not the way he brought up. So he fight with her all day long. He is not ready to accept that she wants to be the dominant one. And of course, they're observant. And he's saying to her, the Rambam said that you have to treat me like a king, not like a map. I'm not a map. I'm your husband. I was looking at her, okay, what do you have to say? She said, I'm not ready for you to control me. Okay. You're not going to tell me what to do. I have also what to say in this house. No? Okay. I have also, as we say, my rights and my sense, Why do I have to accept everything that you say? How are you going to deal with such a couple? Now, the disagreements that they have is because it's the disagreement of opinions, or they fighting who's going to be the captain of the house.
They're fighting who's going to lead in the relationship.
Now imagine they talking about what school we have to send our son. Are they gonna come to the truth? What is the best for the child? Or what about us? Who is gonna be the captain over here? So they might, with their destroy this child's life because they have a very terrible midot. How to discipline a child. How to discipline him. Some wants to hit a child, and the other one says, don't touch my child. Okay. Now he came from home that they used to whack the kids. She's coming from home, a different home. What's the truth? What this child needs? Now, are they going to do what is good for the child or what's good for them?
What's good for them? What satisfies their needs?
When they coming to sit and argue, they're arguing on what?
Power control.
And the child?
Not applicable.
And the child?
Not
Secondary.
Not in the picture. Just an excuse.
Это на тостере делают, что ли?
What a terrible thing.
Yeah.
So, child's a loser.
Terrible thing, terrible, terrible.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you're not looking for the good of the child. Each one is busy with himself. You're not going to control me.
Сейчас сделай себе.
Meantime, what are we going to do with this child now? And now he's saying, because your father didn't whack you, that's why you have a big mouth. Yes? And this and that. Look at your brothers, all bums. My brothers, my father whacked us. We became and this is a crisis almost in every home. Almost in every home, we're not talking tachlis, what's good for the child. We involving ourselves, who is right, who is wrong. So I'll repeat 100 times. Arguments, disagreements is something very good. Because this will bring the emet outside. The question is, are we looking for the emet? That's the question. And this I leave up to you. Number 6, listening. We spoke about it a lot. So now, if somebody talks to you and you busy with your phone on your how the other one feels. Not
Neglected?
important. Huh?
Neglected?
Yeah, exactly. So now, if you don't want to listen, what shall I do now? What's the next step?
She'll retaliate, or he will retaliate by getting their attention.
We'll scream, we'll yell. He said, if you don't want to listen to me when the atmosphere is like this, okay. Fourth gear. And now, you think he'll keep quiet? You think he will keep quiet? No.
No.
So now the child is outside. So now we are, why don't you listen? And say, who told you I don't listen? I see that you're not. And now they're starting to argue. Did you listen? You didn't listen. You care? You didn't care? Here is a couple. I had a couple over here. He is quiet until you get one word out of him. Ooh. Do you know this man that they answering yes, no,
One-worded answers.
okay? That's all they're saying. Yes, no, okay, not okay. There you go. You can lose your mind with this.
Right, because you can't have a normal dialogue. You can't hold a
Yeah.
conversation with this type of a person.
And now he has a wife. You see, and he can. That's what Hashem is doing. Okay. So she is asking him in my office. In my office. Did you go to the reunion of your yeshiva? Yes. How was it? Good. How many people came? Many people. She lost her mind. She said, say something already. Say something. He said, you asking me, I'm answering.
بدبخت کسی. وای.
Okay. Okay. Now she went somewhere. She went somewhere now. She wants to tell him. And she started to tell him, bah, 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 bah. And he ככה. I sat over here, I thought, I'm just about to lose it. Just about. So I'll tell you what happened. This man, he is not developed emotionally. He's not. There are people like that. And it doesn't show signs of excitement, you know. Meaning, this kind of a person, we're calling him a pickle. A dry person, a dry one. No, he's not alive. He's not alive. His wife, she cannot take it. She cannot take it. And that's why she is jumping on him like a tiger. Oh, no. And he's saying to me, she is not normal. I can't talk to her. She is jumpy. And the atmosphere in the house, very tense. So this man have to go and to be developed emotionally. It's a job. It's a job that he has to do. It's not the place to tell you what has to be done and how to do it. But he needs help. He needs help. So now, if they will have argument or disagreement, actually, it's because of the disagreement or the fight will come because he is not developed emotionally.
Because he's not
Not
developed.
developed emotionally.
Yeah.
So now I advise you, every time that you have disagreement with the husband or with the wife, sit down and say, why every time? How many times do I hear I cannot talk to her, I cannot talk to him? Every time we talk, we talk, we're fighting. Yes or no?
Yes.
Ma,
Yes.
Yes.
what are we fighting for?
We want to be right.
Each one wants to prove his or her point.
Yeah, they want it to be
That's the emet.
their way.
That's the emet.
In a way, yes.
Ah,
Because one wants to be right and the other one is not hearing what the other one is saying. So they're screaming on top of each other and not really comprehending what the problem is, and then it blows out of proportion.
So what we gonna do with the child now?
He's not even in the picture anymore because we're not even discussing him anymore. We're fighting and bringing everybody else into the picture. It becomes balagan. It's not even. The beginning is good, but then it ends up being totally negative. We forget what we're fighting. We forget what we're disagreeing about, not fighting.
So let me ask you a question, a painful one. Do we love our kids? That's a tough one, I know. Do we love them or we love ourselves? Anybody home?
Yes, right here.
They love themselves.
If you remember, about I think it was about 8 months ago, when we started to learn how to raise kids. I said that I have a doubt, a big doubt, if we love the kids. Everybody thought then that I fell from the moon because everybody is ready to swear that he loves his kids. Yes, when it's comfortable. We're discussing the future of a child, how to discipline him, which yeshiva to send him. Yeah. How to wake him up in the morning. How to wake her up in the morning. Everything is an argument. Everything is a fight.
And these people, most of them got married with love.
What?
This couple, sometimes they married with so much love at the beginning.
What love we're talking about?
Yeah, we fell in love, and then suddenly everything is a fight.
Like Indian movie.
Yeah,
How?
yeah.
Okay, let's go to number 7. Number 7. What is number 7? No?
Anger,
Lack of patience.
lack of patience, right?
Imagine you have to discuss something with a person that he has no patience. Wow. First of all, to all the people who cutting their spouse before they finish the sentence. The Torah has a name that I don't want even to say it. I'm ashamed to say it. And I'm afraid that few of you will get offended. But I'll give you a hint. The Torah will call you not smart. That's all I can say. Smart people, they hear everything, they weigh it out, and then they answer when they're smart.
Harab, I remember you said once, when you're talking to somebody like that, you're going to be talking to the back of their head.
Yeah.
So I know somebody like that. They turn around and walk away from you.
Yeah. Here we go. Someone came to me and he said, I made the biggest mistake of my life. And he was באמת a person, a brilliant one. He catches, he was a worker, very good one. He had a job, but he has one problem yet. And I told him all the time, you have to work on your patient. Come to classes and we're going to teach you how to deal with that. You're too quick to react. Don't do that. I know what I'm doing. Ya Habibik. Okay. One day he went to the office and he heard people saying that the boss might hire somebody else to partner him with him. He already started, his mindset. Probably he wants to let me go. He prepared already a backup without going to the boss, asking him, that's what I heard. Is it a truth? Is it not truth? What's going on? Klum. Right away, the boss came in. He got into the office and says, I am quitting my job. And the boss said, why? What happened? I said, no. He told him, I didn't say it. I don't know what you're talking about. That's it. He said, okay, well, I cannot hold you by force. And his boss brought somebody else, patient. You can talk to him. Okay, very good. Now him, for 8 months, he had no job. He had no job. At the end, he found a job much less that he had. The pay was even half of it. Tipesh. If you want to show more patience, it will not happen to you. Many, many times, not once and not twice, I get messages on my phone. I want to divorce. You want to divorce? What's the quicker way? Can you do it? I said, you are in the wrong address. That's not my job. Who told you that you have to divorce? My Rebbe once told me, when you don't have kids, you never got married yet. When you have kids, even if you want a divorce, you will never be divorced. Because there are always kids in the middle. So if someone has all kind of ideas, my advice is to erase it because you're too quick to react. He needs a lot of patience, a lot. And who said that you such a tzaddiket or he is such a tzaddik? Don't you have any faults? No faults you have. Everybody has faults. What did you do to correct it? Where are you going? What's going to happen to your kids? These people have no patience. Because they're not looking for the truth. They don't care for the truth. And every disagreement that she had or he had with his wife or with the husband, it was a motive behind it. Imagine how many people got divorced like that. How many? For what? If there is no abuse case, everything is doable. Everything is doable. As long as there is no sickness over there. But today, who have patience today? Huh? Who has patience today? Please raise your hand so I can see you.
Nobody.
Otherwise, otherwise.
Rabbi, we try to be patient until we become a patient, you know, in LIJ.
If you seek for help before time, you don't need LIJ. You know, even with the corona, every doctor will tell you, if from day one, okay, you felt something, you didn't wait. You went right away to be checked. You know, I went, they told me, you negative. I said, I don't think I am. In the morning, I went again. Again, I went. I said, no. Because I felt here, you know. And then they told me in the morning, less than 24 hours, you're positive. Positive, okay. What should I do? I called here, I called there, told me, come on, we'll give you an antibody. Chick Chack, Tachtu, Shalom. People say, okay, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Because this is how we're conducting our life.
A lot of people in denial, Rabbi. Even with the COVID, they would say they don't have a COVID until they ended up in the hospital.
Yes. Then they need oxygen, all this. Okay.
Facts.
Marriage life is the same thing. You feel something is there, right away. We have to fix it up. Because if not, you're going to wind up in LIJ. Yes. Yes, I agree. Why we let things go? Is this the emet? No. No. Who are your advisors? Who are the advisors?
Parents, most of the time.
The parents,
Friends.
friends, that all of them have problems. And they're giving you advice from their own life experience, which who said you can compare your situation to theirs. Number 8, the last one on the list. What's number 8?
Anger problems.
Anger problem. Wow. If to being impatient, the outcome can be so bad. Imagine anger. Why? That's the worst.
Rav, isn't lack of patience coming from anger? Or is it two separate things?
Two separate things.
Thank you.
Every word that you're saying that I don't say, I don't like what you're saying. I'm getting angry. And my eyes will come out. What? What? Oh, the other person is skin. And now, interesting that when he's calm and everything else, if somebody else will tell him the same thing, he will accept it.
He looks like a clown.
Some people, they very moody. When they're upset, they get in temper, they start to scream again. A day after, he's in a good mood, same situation, you say, okay. How can you deal with this person? Once we went to a course. So I saw a person there that I know. That I know that he has a temper issues, big time temper issues. And even when he spoke to the guys in the course, he was mamash unbearable, angry. His eyes came out, veins coming like this. Makara. So I looked at him and said, if that's what he's doing here, why? Who knows what he's doing at home with his wife? Oi. one of the topics were anger problems, anger management. He sits there like the whole class not concerning him. Davka, I looked at him to see how he's going to react. Gloom. Like he talking to all of us, he's fine. He's okay. So the person who gave the class was very smart. So he told him, he was asking him, are you a person that can describe yourself as a calm one? He says, of course I'm calm. I'm very pleasant person to deal with. That's what he said. I was ready to fall off my chair. But the lecturer did not let him go so fast. He told them, but I saw you few times with your friends that I saw you're very tempered. Listen to what he says. What do you think was the answer? I give you one guess.
That was my argument.
The other people are guilty.
What? He says, I'm not a tempered guy. Other people make me upset. I'm not angry. They make me angry.
הגשש החיוור.
I'm
Right?
telling you, we were all on the floor. We were laughing. באמת, I have to do tshuva on this one. Who knows how bad he felt, misken. Everybody was on the floor. You know, like it came out of us, you know, Gaga. Mamash, it was a laughter and he felt awful. באמת, I have to ask from Hashem for a kapara, because I also I laughed. He is not angry. We making him angry.
אני לא עצבני, מעצבנים אותי.
מעצבנים אותי. That's the best thing. Okay. I brought only the 8 main ones.
Excuse me, Rob, I have number 9. I don't know, or if it was part of anger, bitterness. Was
Yeah.
that part of angry?
I also have that bitterness.
Yes.
So,
Well,
Rabbi, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
If those couples, for example, right, who is divorced, the guy or the girl, you know, now let's say somebody went through all these classes, 1 year listening to you, and they understood their mistake and everything. And let's say they already have a get. Can they go back to the same spouse? I guess they have to pass the test first, no, with the Rabbanim. See if they fix their behavior, their angriness, you know, the mood. Yeah.
Should
Because
I
a
give
lot of
you
the
at least how many couples that was already divorced and we report them back.
Yeah. We know a lot of them, but it's so sad, like you said, each spouse, like they're in denial, like the way we act, and we always think, this one is not right, that one is not right, and at the end, the kids are the target,
They don't want to work. They're not looking for the truth. It's not for the truth. That's a problem. It's a big problem. Now, how do we solve it? How are we going to solve it? So it's very important, extremely important, and we have to mamash drill it over here. It's not who is right, who is wrong. And every couple that come here, the first question on their mind, who is right, who is wrong? I hate it. באמת, I hate it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Because they will want to suck me into their stupidity. I'm not going to do it. So first of all, you have to check yourself. That when we have disagreement, nothing is involved there. No respect, no temper. All the list that I gave you is not there. If you have appreciation to each other, respect to each other, and the atmosphere in the house, positive one, so I can tell you how to solve the problem. You know what? You know, in the yeshiva, I saw a person that went to work. At nighttime, he came to learn. The one who taught him was a person, a Talmid Chacham. And interesting enough, the one who works, few times that I heard, he was saying the Gemara simple and clear, better than the Talmid Chacham, much better. And I was excited from what? From the reaction of the Talmid Chacham. He didn't say, what, this guy is going to work all day long? He'll teach me? Pito. Every time he said something good, he says, Kol hakavod to you. I didn't even think about it. Your way is the right one. I was wrong.
Wow, he encouraged him.
Not only that, he said the truth.
Wow.
He said the truth. He said, your ideas is better than mine. Even though you're going to work all day.
Amazing.
He didn't feel downgraded or something. he felt good because the emet came out. If I learned something from my Rebbe or something from you, you think it makes a difference? I learned something. I gained something. What's wrong with this? That's what the Torah wants. ומתלמידיי יותר מכולם. From my student, I learn the most. What can I learn from a student? You teaching them. But sometimes the way that they think, it's not the way that you think.
Rabbi, one head is good, two is better.
Huh?
One head is good, two heads better.
Absolutely. But
How this
usually people are expecting from the Talmid Chacham. They sit years and years in the yeshiva to know everything, yes? And who is this guy to tell them that's the way I understand it? And Talmid Chacham says, Kol hakavod. That's the right way. Usually people with bad characters say, no, like this, it's like that. Knowing that he's right. Knowing that he's right.
Right.
But to keep his image.
Gava.
Yes?
Photograph, it's the worst when people are trying to argue and prove their points. Like, they always have to be right. Like, there are people like that, and it's just, they never consider themselves wrong. They always have to be right.
You can't live with such a people. You can't.
Like, I know some people like that.
You can't live with them. Unless you're deaf and you're mute. That's the best thing. Now, first of all, it's not who is right, who is wrong. That's number one. Number two, be always very close how to solve the problem. Stay on the topic. How are we going to fix this problem? Now, the wife wants to go to her parents on Yom Shabbat. He wants to go to his parents. Actually, he's right. And she is right. His wife wants the child in this yeshiva. He wants in this yeshiva. Okay? She has her ideas. Why? He has his own ideas. Why? What is the emet over here? I'll give you a good idea. You see this? You see this paper? You write, why do you want our child in this yeshiva? Write it down, please. I'll write my reasons. At least we have everything on the paper. Mesudar. Mesudar means in order. No, I told you, you didn't tell me, told me. If we didn't come to agreement, okay, let's go to third party. Whatever he says, good for both of us. Yes or no? No arguments anymore. For what? For what? You want to go to your parents. Okay, good. I want to go to my parents. Okay. When was the last time we went to my parents? My parents are old, your parents are young. Okay, no? This way, that way, but we're not arguing because you have a point, I have a point. At least we can come to compromise without any fights. Or again, third party. Okay. Take the papers, come to the Rav, tell him here's the papers. Okay. Do this, do that. Shalom Israel, and we fine. We'll never fight. We will never stay with a bad taste. And it has to come from the inside. Sometimes you say, okay, for Shlom Bayit, okay, Bo, let's go. But inside, she's so upset, or he's upset. Okay, let's go. Don't do it. Do not do it. If you want to be mevater, if you're giving in, but inside is boiling, don't do it. Because it is going to come back in a boomerang. Pah! Don't do it. Because sooner or later, the eruption will come. So let me tell you a secret. Okay? Every couple will tell you, when they come here, I'm not dealing bichlal who is right, who is wrong. First of all, we want to create a good atmosphere, a positive one, and communication. I'll give you homework. And from the homework, I see that you're not serious. You know how many couples I say, keep in touch with me every day. Then I have to call. I'm calling, I say, excuse me, what's going on? Oh, yeah. No, it's okay. We're managing. Maybe you can call. We had a deal, no? Keep the deal.
Rabbi, because they're managing, that's why they're not calling.
When things erupt, that's when they have Rabbi on speed dial.
Because when they're stepping into my office, they're so tired already. Who is right, who is wrong? They're looking at me. Okay, be the judge. Who is right, who is wrong?
You decide.
I'm not the judge. I don't deal bichlal. Who is right, who is wrong? You know what? I take a different highway. First of all, you create a nice atmosphere. Then communication. And then when everything was, most of the problems slowly will disappear. And then the severe ones will take care of it. But not who is right, who is wrong. It will not work. So my advice to all of you, nobody is right and nobody is wrong. There is only one emet, one. Either you compromise, truly, not with, or right away choose yourself a third party. It will solve all your problems.
Rabbi, question. What do you say to couples that don't believe in having the third party? Unfortunately. And the problems just escalate.
They should send me their birthdays. I'll send them a gift. 2 pair of gloves, boxing gloves. Let them continue box until it will be a knockout. Somebody at the end will knock the other one down.
Brother Raf, can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
Can you give us like another lecture? Like I know you spoke about communication skills, but whenever we're trying to communicate, sometimes it's not working out. Like sometimes we don't know what to talk about. Like I mentioned it to you once. Can you like teach us and give us like examples and like how like what like will lead to the communication, like to make it interesting, like topics or I don't know.
The
Like
best topic is
lessons.
the best topic, which I like the most. Your husband should tell you how good you are, how important you are. Matana he got from Hashem, as a matana he got. Why?
My husband is smiling right now. So funny.
You see?
Topic for tonight.
And you should tell him, you're so good. You're such a husband, such a matana. That's all you need. Come on.
Okay, that's a good topic. Okay.
Excellent topic.
Kind words will take you far.
Okay, thank you, Raf.
My Rebbitzin is not here now, so I can talk. Okay.
Rabbi is so funny. She hears you.
Try to
Don't
be-
worry about it. She feels what you're saying.
Every day, every night, תמידים כסדרה. I don't miss even one night. I don't know what I did. I don't know that Hashem opened up the gates of Russia and he sent you to me Federal Express. I don't know what did I do.
Nice.
You're so good. You're so. If you not backing me up, you think I'll be able to do all this?
My father used to say this the same thing to my mother. I don't know what I did that Hashem is so good to me to give me such a good wife.
And it's the
Yes,
truth.
it's the truth.
It's the truth.
Yes.
If she will not like what I'm doing, I cannot do it.
Absolutely.
Rabbi, what's the saying? Behind a great man, there's an even greater woman.
That's
She's
true.
great. Mamash is great.
Of course.
She, Mamash, she said, you have a class, and she makes sure nobody should call me Abba's own class. That all the time.
Because of her, we are learning, Rabbi.
Everything is hers.
Yes.
I'm only at the microphone.
She gave
But
her
she
time
even,
to us.
you know,
Yeah.
she sits there alone. I see people at the office. She is alone. Phones, I have phones. She is alone. Sometimes I cannot eat. And she sits down. No. And she's not even Bes Yaakov girls. She didn't go to Bes Yaakov. But I wish every Bes Yaakov girl just to be half of her. That's enough. Half. Not
Rabbi,
all.
a lot of us, we didn't go to Beis Yaakov, but I think Bukharian girls acting more than Beis Yaakov girls. The chinuch that we had back home.
I agree 100%.
באמת.
Traditional.
באמת. She sits on my tail. She says, you have to write books. I'll make time for you. I'll take everything away from you. I'll answer the phones. I'll say, just sit down and say, I don't have time. I don't have time. I wish I had time. So you have a lot to talk about.
Rabbi, as I explained before, you should make all your speech in a CD that people can hear you again and again and again and again, because this topic is so good. We need to hear it again and again until it penetrates.
I agree. This is one of the things I missed from your Motei Shabbos shooting. We still have some of your tapes. The
It
tapes,
used
not
to
even
be,
the
Rabbi,
CD,
remember?
the
We used
tapes.
to record.
When Eliezer used to record your shooting, Motei
Yeah.
Shabbat.
We're recording now.
Yeah, but it's not being
No,
given
but he
out.
doesn't send it
You're
on
not giving out the
time.
CDs.
And then
So
it
people can listen.
gets piled up like 20. You don't know how many of your lecture I have, and I still didn't go back to write it down with the busy life that we have. You know, I called Pinhas so many times, can you please send it, because I just joined the classes. He did send me. He was very nice. He sent me, but he piled me up with so many.
Maybe we have to put it on a CD or something that they can hold. You know, I don't know. I have to make a research. But mark my words. There is a lot to talk about husband and wife. I don't understand how you cannot talk.
Rabbi, oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm just asking, did you consider to make like a website so people could go in all the time and everything's labeled, so we could replay the
Rabbi,
CDs and things like that we cannot see anymore?
Oh,
Rabbi, you can do a podcast. Ask somebody to do a podcast where all your recordings are uploaded to the internet, and there's podcasts, or you can ask Torah Anytime to see if they can include it if you want it that way.
מה זה, a podcast?
Podcast is a place where people put all their shiurim. One of them, I had, I forgot what it's called. It's like a place where
Kol Harashon?
that's, I think, on the phone. I don't know if they have that on the internet. Maybe.
There are different platforms for podcasts. It's a feed. that they use on different platforms. So for example, you have Spotify. That's one of the platforms where you could hear podcasts, inspirational lectures or lessons or whatnot.
I'm trying to find the one that I had listened to. It
Same
was a-
concept as the TorahAnytime.com that uses.
And all the information is in one source, Rabbi. So if anybody. wants
Exactly.
to
It's
access
one
it,
feed.
Instead
It's
of
one source.
Right, exactly, Bella. And everybody could access it in one area because most of us have it in our phone, but then we get.
The phone gets it gets clogged and we can't keep that much. It's a lot of space. It's very good to put it on either your own website or to build your own website or to do the podcast or in places that carry shiurim.
Yeah.
So can I build my own there?
I think CD is better.
I think a web.
Here it is, SoundCloud. Yeah, SoundCloud is the one that I hear some people putting it on.
Right, but SoundCloud, if you download it, it has not too much space at some point. We're talking about here over thousands of hours of lectures here.
Yes, and
small. Past, what,
No, but
9
SoundCloud, it's an app, SoundCloud. The same way Rabbi
Right,
Matt
but
does it,
it
no?
does have space limits, so you need to
Oh.
subscribe for unlimited space in order to have something like this. But yeah,
I don't download it. I just listen to the latest shiurim or the history of the shiurim. The problem there is like it brings up a lot of non-Jewish things, and it's sometimes not.
Rob, if you ever need help with that, I can help you.
Okay. Can I make my own site?
Yes.
Of course.
Yes, of course.
You would just need a web developer or just somebody who's good with computers.
I think you should talk to Rabbi Mizrahi because he has an app. He's an expert in it. You have your own app with all your lectures and he's an expert in it.
Oh.
Website, you could have an app, you could have all this, Rabbi.
And he has his own website, so.
But he just did the most.
So he has a whole team behind it.
But he would know how you should start. He would know how to start.
Or just having a web developer, somebody who's really good with computers can help Rav out. And have a website, a podcast, CD.
Rabbi, we're gonna work on it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Wait, Rabbi, I'm sorry. One quick question.
Yeah.
I don't know how quick it is. When you say the best conversation is when you compliment each other, but what if it feels insincere to do it? Like, it's just, I don't know, it's so not natural to do it on a daily basis. We will leave it for like Shabbat or something.
Okay.
But what do you say?
I have some news for you. We married more than 40 years, even more than 45 years. And I'm saying the same thing. 45 years. So, what's wrong with you guys? Every day for 45 years. Think about it. We'll talk tomorrow again.
Thank you, Rob.
Okay, thank you, Rabbi. Good night.
Shabbat tov, everybody.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat tov, Rabbi.
Very good, Rabbi. Keep the shul, everybody happy.
See you tomorrow, Rabbi.
Thank you.